Welcome to Build It with Chris. Today is going to be a fun day, and just a quick heads up that we do have a somewhat of a short time window today. So we're going to get right into the build as and have as much fun as we possibly can with the build, and then we'll open it up for Q&A, and we'll build out whatever you need, or at least take a look at it. So some quick housekeeping so we can get right into things. First off, this is a family-friendly environment, which means if it's safe and you can, webcams on, because it just adds to that friendly family feel. And, we're all friends here, so it's nice to be able to see everybody. Second is we got tons of support here on the call. So those of you that are customers of the Loan Officer CRM, you will notice that we have Sean and Justin and Amy and Leah, and I think we've got a couple of other team members that are hopping in here, Sachin and some other amazing people that are with us. So if you have direct things that you need inside your account, customer support that you've been working back and forth on, we are here to support you. We have a couple of you that we've been chasing this week to get some campaigns launched. So they are going to badger you in the comments section privately in order to get those campaigns launched with you. I'm just joking, of course. We just want you to get results. All right, cool. And then the third thing is we're going to have a bunch of people here that are not members of the Loan Officer AI CRM. So for those of you that are considering, the website is loanofficercrm.ai. You can just go to Google, type in Loan Officer CRM. We are in the #1 spot organically. Okay. Big ups to the SEO department for that one. But if you're interested, loanofficercrm.ai, it's just $297, and we have a 30-day 100% money back guarantee. So you can get in, try the whole thing out. And if you're not happy for whatever reason in the first 30 days, we'll give you 100% of your money back. And you get to keep the list of 300 qualified agents, even if you decide not to stay on the program. So with that, let's get started with Build It with Chris. Okay. Today is going to be a ton of fun because today we're talking about video marketing, but we are also talking about and building a workflow that will automatically kick off as you move people through what we call success steps, or parts of the pipeline, or the pipeline tracker. Thank you. And so it's going to be really cool because what this allows you to do is apply a tag to a contact or move a contact through an opportunity stage or a pipeline stage and automatically have emails or text messages go out to that person based on what just happened. So think about this of like a new lead comes in from Zillow. It automatically triggers off an email that has a video message from you. Like, hey, we got your information from Zillow. Looking forward to helping you find out how much home you qualify to buy and what your rate and payment will be. And here's what you do next. Like you can shoot one video, put that video in an email in the system, and it will always follow up with video marketing, which sets you apart from everybody else that's out there. So on Wednesday, we did how to shoot a video, how to get a script, how to shoot a video, how to get it actually like into the system. Today, what we're doing is we're saying, okay, you now know how to shoot videos. Let's automate sequences that can have that video marketing in it so that those our two classes come together and fit together. Everybody with me so far? Yes? Okay, cool. Again, this is a family-friendly environment. So if you have questions at any time, unmute your microphone, just shout it out, and we will go from there. And I'm going to share my screen and walk you through it. It'll make more sense as we actually build it with Chris and Justin and Sean and Amy and Leah and all of the other wonderful people here on the team. All right, cool. So we are headed over to the Loan Officer CRM. Little update for all of our OG users or original users. We now have this new menu over here on the left-hand side that says Success Tracker. So this has been updated from Opportunity Pipelines, because Opportunity Pipelines was kind of weird. So we named it what it is. It's actually a success tracker. So, so if you haven't seen, if let's say you're on your dashboard, you get to see the lovely dashboard that we have for you. If you click on Success Tracker over here on the left-hand side, you will see the pipelines here that track your success as you move people through the process. Now, these pipelines are fully customizable. So your system comes out of the box with standard pipelines. So there's one for lead gen, there's one for your qualified agent list. There's a bunch of preset success trackers that we have that line up with the daily success plan and all the activities. But you can create new opportunity pipelines for anything. So to show you how to do that, I'm just going to create a new pipeline and we're going to say for Zillow leads, right? So we're going to go out, give an offer to a qualified agent and say, hey, we'll convert your old cold dead Zillow leads for free. And it's a value offer that we're giving to a qualified agent. So we click on pipelines up here at the top, create new pipeline, and then you name it. And we're going to call this Zillow leads. So now we'll always be able to find it by Zillow leads, but then we also want to put partner name. So now we know which Zillow leads they are and where we're getting them from as we track them through the pipeline. So now the first stage is going to be new lead. Then I'm going to add a stage of conversation. So this means they replied to one of the messages inside the system. And then we're going to have a conversation and some of them are going to book an appointment. Then I'm going to put no show. Some of them are going to show up. Some of them are not going to show up. When you have appointment and no show, it allows you to calculate your show ratio. So of the appointments that you book, how many of them are actually showing up? And then from there, I'm going to track applications. So applications taken, and then deals funded. But you can see, you can name these whatever you want. You can have as many of them as you want. We have some users that have gone through the entire pipeline, all the way from generating the lead up front, all the way to clear to close, and then following up to get the referral on the back end. And they've got these pipeline stages that have 40 different stages in them, totally customizable by you. So what we're going to do is we're going to save this so you can see what it looks like. So now we've got Zillow leads, partner name is our new pipeline. So I'm going to click on save. And then here we go back to opportunities. And we can now select inside this list our Zillow list. Where did it go here? Sometimes we need a little refresh. Would you believe that I have been in this chair since breakfast club this morning and coffee just magically shows up? It's incredible. What a world we live in. It's magic. Don't worry, water too. We've got water too. All right. So here we go to Sean. Are you seeing this where I'm not seeing this? Did I not click the save button? Here it is here. Hold on, let's move to. I think maybe I did not hit the save button.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Interesting.
You might need to refresh.
It's right there. I see it.
Sorry.
Oh,
Right there, move to leads.
okay. So the move tube one is there. That's awesome. But that is not the one that I just created. Now, obviously, everybody knows how these things work. It's just a matter of finding
Oh, here.
one Zillow. No, I did. Chris did not hit the save button. All right. So we're going to call this Zillow Leads partner name. And I will save you going through all of them. So we're just going to say lead, appointment, and deal. I'm going to save that. Zillow Leads partner name shows up at the bottom, and opportunities, and we'll click on Zillow Leads partner name. All right. So build it with Chris. That's why we're here, so that you can see, even those of us that work in the system every single day occasionally miss the old save button. I've lost count of the number of emails that I've lost by writing out the email and clicking just a little bit to the right of the save button. And all of a sudden, we get to write the email again. So now we have our list here, Zillow Leads partner name. Oh, and look at that. It looks like it just took a second for that to actually show up in the system, because this is the original one that we built. So new lead, conversation, appointment, no show, applications, and deals funded. So now I can add a contact to any of these pipelines. And so I can do that by clicking on add opportunity up here. And I can create, hey, let's say we want Chris Johnstone as a contact to go in here. We would just select my contact record. It fills in all the information. It's going to ask me to put it in here. Hold on one second. Get this out of the way. So we want this to go into the stage of new lead and update. And so now you can see my contact record has been added to this opportunity pipeline as a new lead. So you can import leads at any given time and add them to any of these pipelines, right? So when I take a lead and I put it in here, I can do it from here, or I can zap leads directly from Zillow. And when they're being zapped into the system, they will automatically show up here when you're importing the leads. So you can take leads from a referral partner, automatically put them in here. The Redder integration. So you get 300 qualified agents a month. You can set it inside a workflow that anytime you import the qualified agents, they're automatically added to an opportunities pipeline. So the leads will automatically fill in on the pipeline. So that is how you create a pipeline with all the different stages custom to what you want, and then how to put your contacts on here. And then, of course, if I come in as a new lead and I have a conversation, I can just drag the lead and move it to conversation. Or if I'm inside the contact record, in this menu bar on the left-hand side, when we scroll all the way down, you can see that we have this opportunities menu. And so I can go into opportunities. I can click on add, and I would say, hey, I don't want to be in the stage new lead anymore. Like, let's say I just took an application from this person over the phone. So I submitted all the application and everything. I go to the contact record. I click application taken. I click on create. Voila, I got the notification up there in the top right-hand corner that that's all good to go. And so now, if I go back, hold on here, to now our success tracker. I used the wrong contact, but that would move that over here. So from the contact record, you can move people through the opportunity pipelines from wherever in the software. So is everybody with me so far? You understand how to set up an opportunities pipeline and how to move contacts and put contacts on the opportunities pipeline? All right.
Chris,
Yes, Dale.
what is an opportunity pipeline? Do you mean success tracker pipeline?
That is correct. Yes. Thank you for clarifying that. So you click on success trackers. Technically, they're pipelines. You build them as pipelines, but then to access them, you go into the opportunities. So they become an opportunities once it's built. You have to build it in this menu, but then you see it and use it in this menu. Does that make sense?
I'm just trying to figure out why you renamed opportunity success tracker if we're referring to them as opportunities through the rest of the conversation. That's all.
Yes, it's a new change, so I'm still getting used to it as well.
Yeah, we all start.
Yeah, we all are. But success tracker, because it goes with the daily success plan, and we're working to match each day of the daily success plan so that you can go in and create them by day. So like, here's my Focus 40 list, here's my pals list, here's all the different things that line up with the daily success tracker. So you can track the results through the activities that you're doing with the daily success plan. So that is the reason for the change.
So Chris, how you doing? So instead of the Excel sheet that we have has the Thor hammer and that's in Google Docs, we could actually use this instead.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
What
And
actually is because we use I'm with Mortgage Right, and we have our own CRM, which is Go High Level, same thing.
Yep.
And Encompass, anything in Encompass actually gets ported over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but not those calls that I'm making throughout the daily. All right. So this is great. Thank you.
Hey, no problem at all. And
So Chris, I got a question real quick.
Yeah.
So what about having this for like Thor's hammer for realtors that were, trying to get 2 conversations, appointments, etc., and then having a separate one that's for borrowers that we can take through the same.
Yes.
So they're not intermixed.
No, they're separate. And so this menu here are all of the different ones that we've built. So you would have one for past clients,
Okay.
one for your qualified agents, one for existing realtor partners or your, Focus 40 calls. You could have one for leads that you've, specifically people that you've pre-approved, but that haven't taken that like next step. Like you can get really granular. And where I saw massive benefits from using this when I first got started using it was tracking by lead source. So we did a ton of lead gen on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Google Ads, and each of them had different pipelines that I had set up. So I knew which leads came from Facebook, which leads came from Instagram, which ones came from Google, and which ones came from YouTube. And then by just simply moving the contacts through the flow, I could tell, oh, hey, leads that I get from Google, double of them actually make it to the appointment stage. So even though my cost per lead on Facebook is less, my cost per appointment on Google is actually better. So by tracking them by lead source, I was able to identify, oh, hey, this is where the actual like result and money is coming from. And if you take that a little bit more granular, and Chris, I see you, I got you. Just give me 1 second. When you go back and you apply this to your realtor referral partners, so you get a qualified agent, you frog them, you go through the relationship thing, they start sending you deals and they start sending you leads. Well, you create a success tracker for that agent. And so let's say you've got 5 different agents that are referring you business. You've got a success tracker for each of them. agent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with their name. And then every time you get a lead from that particular referral partner, it goes in here, and then you track how many of them do you contact, how many appointments do you book, how many apps do you take, and how many deals do you fund. Then at the end of the year, you can pull a report on each of these success trackers and be like, hey, when this agent sends me a lead, I close 30% of them. But when this agent sends me a lead, I only convert 1% of them. And you can actually see, oh, hey, I want to double down my efforts on these relationships or these aspects of my business, because that's where the actual deals are coming from. That's why I love the trackers so much. Does that help, Glenn?
Love it. It's great.
Awesome. All right, cool. Fantastic. Chris, you had a question.
Yes. All right. So in contacts, the way you were saying that you get all, from all these different sources, can you create different groups and contacts so they go to that group, and then you're able to then what I'm saying? So there'd be for contacts A, B, C, D, E, F, G, let's just say, and then you would have these different pipelines that actually match that. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be Zillow or Google. Are you able to do that in Go High Level? Is create different contact groups like you can in Outlook?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely you can. Yep. They're called smart lists. Well, you can use smart lists in order to do that, but you can also group them.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yep. Another way to do that is you can tag them. And then you just go into contacts, do a tag search, and everybody that has that tag applied to them will come up in the contacts.
Chris,
Yes.
that was the question I was kind of contemplating. I'm already doing a lot of this kind of thing with tags. I've got different smart lists.
Mm-hmm.
This is good because you can visually do it. You can drag them around. That's kind of nice. But I was envisioning you could end up with a lot of pipeline. Like you got Zillow from this agent, Zillow from that agent. Now you may want one for all Zillows. So now in each contact, there may be Zillow for Martha Sue, but they're also just Zillow. They're in two different pipelines, right? Because you want to look at your overall Zillow performance for the year.
That's right.
And then they're also just an opportunity in general. So you want to look at your overall opportunities for the year. So
yes.
I'm just kind of wondering how does that play? Just like Chris was asking, that versus using tags to move them in, or what? Because I've been doing that with tags in some cases. Change the tag, just like you do the same thing in workflows, right? You're on day 1, you're on day 2, you're on day 3.
Yes. So the great thing about the CRM is you can do all of that. Like you can really make it your own. It is a Swiss Army knife, whatever tool you decide that you're going to fold out and use, you can use, or you can use any and all, which is what I do. So when we have a new lead that comes in from a web form, there's a tag applied to it. So I know where it came from, when we got it. So I can slice and dice what I want to do. So if I want to go look at, okay, how many leads did we get from Realtor Partner A in September? I can go do a tag search of the tag that was applied and a date range and see all the leads that came in. So it's awesome. So for that particular use case of that data that I want, I can go do it with tags.
Yeah.
But if I just want to look overall, like, okay, how many of these leads have I turned into an appointment, turned into an application, turned into a funding, then I can go look at a success tracker.
Yeah, we're used to telling people make sure you capture the source. So now there's a field in the contact for source.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we really want to tag it because it's easier to collect it by tag or to put it in the right pipeline or whatever also. Right?
Yes. And what I'm about to show you, you can actually do all of it automatically when the lead comes in
With an automation, yeah.
With an automation from wherever you get it. And then that way you have all of it and you don't really need to worry about it. Because once the data is done up front, then you're good to go, because you can have a contact in multiple success trackers.
Yeah.
So it can be an overall Zillow lead, but it can also be a Zillow lead that you got from agent A Plus, it can also be just an opportunity that you're working that you have not yet turned into an appointment.
And it could be with the first letter of the end name is another tag or whatever, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you got it. You got it. All right, cool. So Jimmy, is that helpful? Awesome. Right on, right on. Man, I love this call. I love Build It with Chris. Like, I look forward to this all week. I don't know why. It's the hot seat side of it. Dale, I see you with your hand just popped up. How you doing, brother? Oh, you're on mute. Let me get my trombone. No, I'm just
How
kidding.
about now?
You sound great.
Okay. We just may have gone over this, but just for clarification, so let's say that we've got 5 pipelines, right? And they're all related to realtors for various reasons. Wouldn't it make more sense to be able to condense those into one pipeline and just tag them based on what they are, and then filter that we want to see everything, so we can see everything in every stage, and then filter, I just want to see my focus 40.
Yep.
Click and filter, so that we're not jumping from pipeline to pipeline to pipeline. It's just a click of a button to filter the view. Is that a better way of doing it than 24 pipelines that we got to remember to go through and look at,
Yeah.
and then
for
jump
sure.
back out and go to another pipeline? So I'm just trying to get kind of the idea of it.
Yeah. So the catch-all pipelines are great. And the goal of today is to show you the tool, get everybody to understand it, and get a use case underneath everybody's belt. Because I'm so blessed. I get to sit in the visionary seat here at the organization. And part of my responsibilities are, we have an operations director and team, we have a sales director and team, we have a marketing director and team, and then we have other associated resources within the company. But we have one CRM. My operations team speaks a completely different language as far as data than my marketing team. My marketing team speaks a completely different language than my sales team. And pipelines allow me to have like a translator in the middle. So we have pipelines specifically for ops. We have pipelines that mainly sales looks at, and we have pipelines that mainly marketing looks at. But all of them are built on the same platform, just designed on how they want to use it and the data that they feel is important to them. So you, Dale, can look at the system and be like, this is how it makes sense to me. Then you get to build it that way because it's your system, and then it'll make sense to you. And it sounds like having like larger pipelines with more people in it so you can see it all in one view is the right way for you. Whereas for Jimmy might want to be very granular, like by referral partner. And the great news is you can do both.
So then we could create, let's say that we had all of the pipelines condensed into one, and we had everything tagged, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then could we then build workflows all pointing, separate workflows all pointing to the same pipeline, but triggered based on different tags?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to build. That's what we're going to build right now to show you how these pipelines go with workflows. So Dale, that's a brilliant question. That's fantastic. Chad, and then we'll get to the building of one of these amazing automations.
Just quick to go off of Dale's thing, like we could have all our individual realtor pipelines or Zillow lead pipelines, and then just create one catch-all that everything flows into, so you can look at it both overall and then granularly too, down to each, Zillow lead realtor A, Zillow lead realtor B.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And actually, you know what? I'll build that so you can watch along. So what I'm going to do is we're going to say, okay, so we've got Zillow leads dash partner name. So hold on here. Does anybody else always keep a scrap of paper on their desk, and by the end of the day, you look down and you're like, wow, I did a lot of stuff, and wow, half of that stuff doesn't make sense outside of the context of the call, and it feels really good to throw that piece of paper out? I do that every day. All right, so we've got Zillow leads dash partner name. So we're going to say that's our granular information. So we're going to have a specific partner assigned to those. But then we're also going to create a new pipeline, okay, or a new success tracker. And we're going to create new, and we're going to say all Zillow leads. And we're going to do stage name lead. And second one is going to be conversation. And the next one is going to be application and deal. I want to save that. And so we now know that we also have all Zillow leads. So we now have 2 trackers, but the same lead is going to sit in both of those trackers. Everybody with me? All right, cool. So now we're going to head on over to automations. And I'm going to give you a skill set that's incredibly powerful, especially when you pair it with video marketing. And if you think about what we talked about on Breakfast Club this morning, you know, the 5 different ways you can use video marketing to enhance your business, these workflows automate it in the background. So I'm going to create a brand new workflow, and I'm going to start from scratch. And I'm going to say, okay, we're going to have a new lead that comes in. So our trigger is actually going to be pipeline stage changed. Then I'm going to add a filter, and I want my filter to be pipeline stage changed. And I want this to be in pipeline of partner name. So Zillow leads dash partner name. Okay. So we're actually going to do 2 workflows here. But what I'm doing right here is I'm saying, okay, if I'm in that pipeline and I've been given this lead from this realtor, and it goes from just being a lead to booking an appointment, I want to send them a video message that says, hey, it's Chris. Thanks so much for booking an appointment with me. I'm really looking forward to meeting with you. Here's what you can expect from your appointment. Have this ready, this ready, this ready, this ready. I'm really looking forward to meeting with you, right? So you shoot that video 1 time. Every time somebody books an appointment with you, you can automatically send that email to that person or put them through that separate pipeline, right? Just based on the action that they've taken inside this pipeline stage. So watch what happens. So if a pipeline stage changes in the pipeline of Zillow leads partner name, and it is pipeline stage, appointment booked, then trigger this action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send an email. And it's going to go out to this contact, and I'm going to say, hi, first name, thanks so much for booking your appointment. I shot you this quick little video. And I'm going to embed the video from the system right into the email. And then I'm going to put this in here like this. I'm going to save that. So if I move that person in that pipeline, so I talk to them on the phone and I change it inside the contact record, or I'm in the success tracker and I have that conversation with that person and I drag them from contact to appointment booked, because I have moved them in that pipeline stage, it's automatically going to do whatever is in the bottom of the sequence. So it's going to send an email. Chances are, if they booked an appointment, we might want to remind somebody on the team to just double check and make sure that the appointment's not double booked, or to reach out and get that person to show up. You could send a text message. Is everybody with me? So what we've done is we've now tied a workflow to the opportunity or the success tracker. So think about all of those little automations that you can build in your business. So this could be inside this pipeline, rather than booked appointment, I can change this to pipeline stage new lead, save that, and I can automatically send an email that says, because I know the realtor referral partner that sent me this lead, because the lead is going into the referral pipeline that has the partner attached to it, only leads from that partner are going to go into this workflow, right? So now my email can say, hi, first name. So glad we connected through XYZ Realtor. And you name the realtor referral partner in the follow-up. I shot you this quick message. And now you've got customization based on the referral partner that sent you the lead and a video message that goes out to that individual. And every time you get a new lead into the CRM, there's personalized video messaging going back to every single lead that comes in, because they're assigned to the pipeline and you have the automations built off the stages of the pipeline sequence. Is everybody with me? So I'm a super visual learner. So we're going to say pipeline changed and we just got this new lead. So we've got the pipeline, we got a new lead. We're going to send off an email that's customized to just say hi to that lead. So I'm going to save this workflow, go back out into my success tracker. I've got my Zillow Leads partner name. So now if I take this contact here and I drag and drop them to new lead, that email just fired off.
Chris, what if you create a new contact and the first stop is new lead? Will it trigger the same thing?
Correct. Crazy, right? So now if we think about that from an automations perspective, we go back into that workflow that we created. What we can do here is we can have a little customization. So they just booked they're a new lead and they just booked an appointment. Or let's say, even better, they're pals, right? So we just took an approval from somebody. So we're going to move them in that pipeline stage to pre-approved. So we just took them from an appointment and we moved them into pre-approved. Well, we can send an email. Hey, it was so great meeting with you. So happy we got you pre-approved. We're really looking forward to working through the approval process with you. Well, now all of a sudden they're a pals call, right? So now what we can do is we can go in here and we can automatically move them to another pipeline. So we can move them to the pipelines that has the pals in it. So we want to create update opportunity. We want to move them now into the pipeline of pals. And we don't need to worry about the name, just the status of open. And so now it's going to put them into the pals sequence, because up here we said, hey, we just took a pre-approval from this person. It's going to put them into pals. And your pals can have a workflow that sends an email and a text message a week checking in. Hey, checking in. I'm going to be calling you from time to time, but I just want to see how's the house going, future casting using all of Steve's scripts. You can just click on this plus button here, add to workflow, and you can have a workflow for your pals customers. And voila, all of the emails and text messages and automations that you have in that pals workflow, they're automatically going to be added to that workflow, and all of that messaging is going to start going with them. So there's all kinds of ways that now that you know, hey, when I drag and drop somebody in one of these stages, you can fire off any automation that you want inside the CRM based on the fact that they've moved in the pipeline stage. So if you think about your application process, like we talked about on Breakfast Club this morning, if you've got somebody that goes from pre-approved to collected all the docs, clear to close, like all these milestones that they hit, you can sit down one time in your office with a couple of different shirts, right? Logically see, okay, this is a step, this is a step, this is a step. Here's what I need the client to do at that step in the process and the experience that I want to give them. Shoot 4 or 5 videos according to the process, add them to the emails and the text messages that you send to people, set your automation, and all you have to do from that point is just drag and drop people into the proper part of the sequence, and your video marketing automatically goes out to every single one and gives that absolutely phenomenal experience. So I saw a question pop up there. I believe it was Donna. Donna, did you have a question?
Yeah, yes, I do. Thanks, Chris. So because our LOS systems are becoming pretty sophisticated these days,
Mm-hmm.
and borrowers are just dropping in docs and stuff like that, do the LOS systems connect with our CRM, our personal one? Not, I don't care about the CRM that the company uses, okay?
Yep.
But this one, can we get them to talk so that we'll see that documents are now in and we can change it from just a lead to a pre-approval thing?
That is a brilliant question. And the answer is right now, no. However, we have taken the leap and jumped into the deep end of the pool with the loan officer CRM, and we are currently in development, and we have an entire team dedicated to an Encompass integration. I can't give you a timeline on that. It could be, fingers crossed, we have it ready for January. But when it comes to this type of stuff, there's so many factors outside of our control that I can't really give a deadline, but we are working on it. And that is a feature that is going to come in the future.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Yeah, for now, manual, and that's okay. All right, next up, we've got Ron. Ron, how you doing, brother?
Doing good. Doing good. So this is unbelievable. But the question I have is there a way or will the tag of the lead source, so if it's a Zillow lead or whatever, will that follow through when it fires off the adding to a new workflow once we kind of get into that next stage?
Brilliant question. So yes, you can do that. So up here, the trigger is pipeline stage changed. So if we move them from just a lead to, appointment booked, or even better, let's take it to like application taken. So down here, I would just click the plus sign. So if this happens, then, and just give me a second, there we go. And then we type tag into our menu here, add contact tag. And we would want our tag to be, application taken, add new tag to the system. It's going to populate in there as application taken, and now save action. And now anybody that is added to that pipeline stage is going to get that tag, be sent this email, updated the opportunity record, and added to another workflow.
Okay, and then that'll carry over into that next workflow. So let's say if it came through Zillow lead, Realtor A, and then it'll follow all the way through Realtor B, et cetera.
Exactly.
Through one common, through this.
Yes. And one of the things that I love about the CRM, so the previous CRM that I used, it would overwrite tags. So you could only have like the most recent tag on the contact. This keeps all of the tags and actually organizes them into a journey based on when they were applied to the contact. So you can go to the contact record and see the initial tag that was put on the contact and then every subsequent tag after that.
Wow.
So you can actually like figure the journey of the customer right there from the contact record, which is super helpful when you're talking to qualified agents. So when you get the 300 qualified agents from Redder, you load them into the system. That marketing sequence that we have pre-written for you, it's a year long.
Right.
So you can be getting a phone call back, 7 months in the future. And, the contact record pops up and it's like, oh, wow, I added this in January of last year and they finally called me back. And here's all of the things that they've gone through in order to make this phone call happen. So, and that allows you to have the right conversation at that time.
Yeah, that's the problem I want to have. So just like that, the money that you find in your winter coat. Here you go.
Yep.
Awesome.
Right on. Cool. Great question. And thanks for being here, Ron. All right. Next up, we've got, and how are we doing? I realize we're 47 minutes in, and this is some pretty techy stuff on Build It with Chris here today. How's everybody doing? Are we thumbs up? Are we medium? Does anybody need an espresso delivery service that just comes directly? There we go. That's awesome. We got Megan, Lynn, Ron. We're caffeine fueled on a Friday. A bunch of mortgage lenders hanging around here. All right. So Dale, I see you.
Okay. Take it up a notch on this, what you're doing. Is it possible to use the IVR system so that if a realtor calls you back, not text back using AI and so forth, but they call you back, you could then have a list of all these amazing things you're doing. If you'd like to find out about my referral program, push 1, push 2, push 3, push 4, and then have a unique separate video texted back out to them explaining the program.
Let's find out. Hold on, folks. Put on your swimming hats. We're diving into the deep end on Build It with Chris here today. So, Dale, great question. And just to repeat it, because oftentimes I'll have to hear things twice for me to kind of to capture them. So, the question was, the phone number that you get that we set up for you when you get your Loan Officer CRM subscription, it makes it so that people can call you, text you, all of the telephony features are done through that phone number that's separate from your cell phone number. You can forward the calls to your cell phone number, but we need that marketing number, and you want that because you don't want to be giving your cell phone to everybody. So you get a phone number. An IVR is just a short form that means your phone system and like a tree system. So, when you call into a business, it's like press 1 for Bob and press 2 for Susan and press 3 for Donna. We have an IVR system built into the CRM. So you can go in, go to phone settings, turn it to IVR mode. And instead of people calling in and being forwarded to a direct cell phone, they can call in, it picks up, and they get the automated voice that says like, press 1, press 2, press 3. So everybody with me so far? It's just like the phone system, how that works. Okay, cool. So the question was, can you trigger follow-up automations based on the pathway that people go down through the phone system? And so what I've done is I've gone into a new workflow. Okay. So again, a workflow from a programming perspective, and the way that this clicked for me many, many moons ago when I learned, the basics of programming, this is an if-then engine. So the only way that it can work is if this happens, then this happens. And it's a way for you to tell the computer what to do. So if any of these triggers happen at the top, then do all of the stuff that I've told you to do underneath it. So what we're saying here is if we're adding a new trigger. So Dale, I've gone into add new trigger, typed in IVR, and it says start IVR trigger. So that's our phone system. And it says in phone number, and we choose one of the phone numbers that are on the system, and then add filters. And we want to go, so what do we got here? IVR field? No. So one, phone. I'm going to have to read through here real quick. Okay, so all of the custom fields are in here. So when somebody else on the team that has incredible technical skills, what they would have done is they would have put a custom field inside the system based on how we want to take people through those. So we're just going to say, give me 1 second here, but these are all the custom fields. So the answer is yes. So I'm just going to say, people are going to call in and we're going to say they want to talk to the attorney. And then contains phrase. No, we're just going to do is not empty and save trigger. So what you could do, anybody that calls your phone number and clicks 1, so press 1 to contact Dale, or even a better example of that would be like, press 1 if you want to purchase, press 2 if you're looking to refi, press 3 if you're looking for a VA loan, press 4 if you've been referred by a realtor. And you could give them all of the different options on how you want to sort people in the system. So then you would have a custom field for each of the different options in the phone system. And you would say, so if they call this phone number and they click on the IVR of purchase, save that trigger. And then anytime anybody clicks 1 on the phone system, you could say, add a tag if interested in a purchase, send a follow-up text message that says, hey, sorry we missed your call about buying a new home. Here's what you do next. And then put them into a follow-up sequence that's specifically designed for people that are looking to purchase to get them to book an appointment. So you would build a new workflow for each phone tree IVR, basically, in order to make that work. Dale, does that make sense?
It does. I'm going to hit you with one thing on top of it. Is it possible to have like number 1 to be, you're working remotely, you're at an event or some place and you want to shoot a video on your phone. Then you want to upload that video to the CRM and have that video replace the current video that's in option number 1 on the fly.
No. No, you couldn't do that, but great idea. All right, cool. Oh, I see that, Justin, we got that lending pad integration figured out. That is awesome. So that's absolutely fantastic. Now, where is Herb? Hold on here. He might be on the other screen. There he is, my man. Did you get what you needed this morning on Breakfast Club?
Unmute. Okay. Did I get what? I'm sorry.
You had a question this morning on Breakfast
Oh yeah,
Club.
I did not. I need to delve into it some more. I know you've got the scripts. We talked about that. I've got everybody ready to go. I just needed to know how to start so I'm not fumbling around when I'm talking to a realtor that I haven't talked to in a year or two. Because I have a list of those and I've been hesitant to start because I'm afraid I'm going to fumble and bumble on phone. So I was looking for some help and I think you've got some scripts. I just have to look through it and find it.
We do. So Herb, I'll share actually an interesting story with you. So, so when my dad got me into the mortgage business, my dad is a mortgage broker. He's retired now, but he was a mortgage broker. He got me into the business. I was super young. I think I was 22, when I joined the mortgage industry. And I don't know what I did to my dad when I was younger, but I think he took that as an opportunity to punish me for something I did when I was a kid that I don't know about. Because the first thing that he had me do was go out on the rate sheets and donut circuit. So my job was 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I would fill my car up with donuts and coffee, and I would drive around to the 4 largest real estate offices and hang out in the lobbies, giving out rate sheets and donuts and coffee to real estate agents. I think we can all take a wild guess at how well that worked, right? That was a fantastic goose egg. The second thing that he had me do was pull a list of everybody that had sent him a deal in the last 2 years as referral partners and cold call them and introduce myself as Don Johnstone's son. Hey, it's Chris Johnstone. Dad came into the office this morning. He asked me to give you a call. He hasn't been able to reach out to you, but your relationship is important. I just wanted to invite you out to lunch. See how you're doing. How are things? Just reconnecting. Most of them wouldn't take the lunch, but all of them would say, oh, Donnie, how's he doing? Great, good. And like I had like 4 Don jokes on a piece of paper because my dad was known for just like really bad jokes, which was great. I've taken that and I live that with my children now. I'm like, me and ChatGPT, we do bad dad jokes all day. But anyways, so I would tell them, I'd be like, actually, Don shared a joke with me. Do you mind if I share it with you? And I would tell them the corny joke, and that would be it. And then all I would do is I would set a reminder for a week later, and I'd call them back. And I was able to secure, 10, maybe 15 relationships with myself by just calling and just being like, hey, I was thinking about you. I know it's been too long since I reached out. I just want to say, hey, how you doing? And it was like, I think because it wasn't polished and because it didn't have a super corporate feel to it, it was just super friendly. It was just like, hey, man, I miss you. How are you? And that really, really resonated well. So does that help?
It does. Just basically just do it.
Just do it. And be yourself, because you are amazing and you are enough. And they want to hear from you. They're going to be super happy to hear that phone call come in.
The next part is really just after I get done with the call and it goes into, I need a follow-up system. I think that's in there also, to have to find that low-hanging fruit that you've already set up. And
Yes.
customize that for myself.
Yes. And what I'll do is I'll have the team reach out to you with that campaign name right after the call, because we've actually written a workflow that
Okay.
follows up with old referral partners for after you make the call to them. So like you make the call, it automatically drops them into the campaign, and you've got that inside your account. So I'll have the team reach out to you with the name of the campaign for it.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, cool. Open Q&A. Does anybody have any questions based on today's content? Anything like that? We are all good. Fantastic. Well, happy Friday afternoon. Thank you for being here on Build It with Chris. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on Build It with Chris on Monday.